Bob Kennedy was my best friend, as he was to many, I'm sure. A remarkable guy, interesting, charming, generous, intelligent, loyal, funny. I could go on, but you can fill in the rest from your own experience. We met in the Army at Fort Belvoir in Virginia in January of 1959. We did not want to be there. We were drafted. I don't know how long it took, maybe 5 years, before we realized that our years in the Army were two of the best of our lives. Bob and I hit it off immediately. So many common interests. Music, from Grand Opera to Nashville's Grand Ole Opry. Sports. He killed me in golf and shooting pool, but I got my revenge on the tennis court. We both dazzled the adoring Wax poolside at the pool across from our barracks with our perfect, breathtaking diving skills. Current events, reading, we loved words, jokes, so much in common. To me, Bob's most remarkable quality was his ability to make friends. He was possibly the most totally unbiased person I've ever known. Color, age, gender, orientation, religion, none of that mattered to Bob. He was our company clerk, the most important and prestigious job an enlisted man could have at that level. We had about 10 blacks in our unit. If you could ask them today, what was the most helpful and positive memory you have of your service in Virginia in the late 50s as a black man, Bob's name would very likely be mentioned. His friends ranged from the tough kid from New York's worst neighborhood, possibly having chosen the Army over jail, to the professor's kid from Central Illinois who had never before experienced such a diverse group of people. Bob was the universally liked go-to guy that everybody trusted and looked to when things weren't going well. Twice dragging me out of bed at 2 a.m. to aid in his rescue missions. Once to Baltimore to pick up the pieces of an ill-advised tour of tawdry night spots by some of our buddies. Another, responding to a plea from a frantic wife to rescue our company's first sergeant from a potentially career-ending episode. He was a family guy, proud of his family and adored them. I knew them all, and many of his friends. I made countless visits to the Kennedy Mansion on Keystone during and after the Army. They treated me like family, though I was not allowed a turkey sandwich on Friday after Thanksgiving one year. There was no special Methodist dispensation in the Kennedy household in those days. Youngstown, particularly the East Side, has never had a better publicity man than Bob. I've received hundreds of check this out articles and emails about Youngstown greats and not so greats. And he had excellent resources. He knew everybody in town and kept up with them over the years. I've never tried to count them, but it seems he went to dozens of different academic institutions over the years. But once he reconciled his interests with theirs, he was a straight-A student, a math major, a very bright guy. We both married well and way out of our league. Bob was in my wedding, and then a few years later he married. My wife Mim and Bobby became good friends and endured many evenings together listening to the same old war stories with patience and good humor. My life has been blessed. So much good fortune for so many years. And one of the absolute tops in my good luck was my friendship with Bob Kennedy. I never thought this time would come. I can't imagine life without Bob Kennedy in it. I'll end with a quote my wife discovered, and I know that Bob liked. Mourn not too long that he is gone, but rejoice forever that he was. And that's my plan to adjusting to life without Bob Kennedy.